Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Santa's favorite stop, Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm of Clare. Come see and pet real reindeer. Visit the gift shop, get your picture taken in Santa's sleigh. Fun for the whole family. 'Tis the season, open weekends, now through December 21st. Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm, Clare. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. This week on Michigan Magazine, we visit with Amazon.com best-selling author Terri Lyndie of Cadillac, Michigan. Terri grew up in Clare, Michigan, where we met her at one of her rare book signings. Here we learn of the inspiration that led her to writing an amazingly popular romantic series of novels centered around a fictional UP town of Woofy. But first, we continue our visit and exploration of Henry Ford's beloved Ford Fairlane estate in Dearborn, Michigan. Stay tuned. It's all coming up on Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, what began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more, plus a full menu at the new adjacent traffic stop diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination, Cops and Donuts. Introducing the Weed Gator for safe and easy aquatic weed removal. The Weed Gator is the #1 alternative to harsh chemicals for getting rid of pond and lake weeds. Safe and effective. See it in action now at weedgator.net. Made in the USA.
On a recent edition of Michigan Magazine, we began our tour of Henry Ford's Fairlane estate in Dearborn, Michigan. We began the tour at the powerhouse where electricity was generated to power the estate that he loved so much. Here also we found his laboratory and the garage that housed many of his favorite creations. On today's edition, we pick up our tour as we enter an underground tunnel to the actual home and living quarters of Henry and Clara Ford.
Over 300 feet in length.
Wow, this is over 300 foot.
Yes.
This goes from the powerhouse to the estate.
Yes.
And Mr. Ford, that's how he communicated probably? Commuted was between here and there?
The two buildings, yes. Primarily in inclement weather, it'd be an ideal way to come through. Weather was good, I'm sure they would use the outside, walk through the garden.
Yeah.
And what you're noticing when we walk through, there's an incline, we're going uphill.
Yeah.
As we're walking through the tunnel, we're actually walking under one of her flower gardens, and you will notice there's 2 air vents as we walk through.
Yeah.
And
Yes, I do. I did see that too, yeah. One right up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And of course, the most obvious is the pipe, the conduit. There's steam pipe to the left and water filtration pipes to the left, lower portion.
Wow.
Electricity is running through, as well as the phone lines did run through.
That's on the right side?
Yes, the right side. And also the vacuum system and the hairdryer system, which provided the heated compressed air over to the house. It's just allowed them so many useful ways to live that was way before their time.
Oh.
And Mr. Ford had a cistern, and they directed the water from the cistern, which was just next to the residence. It was purified in the powerhouse, then directed back to the house for reuse.
Clean water. Did it come, I'm going to ask you, did it come out of the River Rouge?
It came from the rooftops.
Oh, the rooftops,
Yes,
okay.
yes. So it was recycled. Mr. Ford was very knowledgeable of recycling. Everything that he could believe was useful, he would recycle in some way.
Oh, boy.
And this is where the tunnel narrows, and that's the portion of the house that jets out in this area, which is a swimming pool wall.
It's what now?
The swimming pool wall is coming through. So this is where it narrows in this area. The swimming pool in the lower portion is here.
Well, I'll be darned. Wow. How big a pool?
50 foot long. And this was a entertainment designed for their son Etzel. There were 3 rooms in the home designed just for their son.
My goodness.
And now we're coming up on the gate that Dan had mentioned earlier. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
This right here?
The security gate, yes.
Okay. Hi. Hello.
It would
Okay,
prevent
so-
intruders from coming from the powerhouse into the residence.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Good safety feature.
Yes, it was. Okay, so now we're on our way into the residence, I guess?
Yes. Now we are in the ground level of the residence. And to the back of the hallway here, you're looking into a second room designed for the Sun Etzel, the bowling alley. It's currently under restoration, but as you look through, you'll see it's single lane. And at one time, there was the ball rack that was mounted on the right side, so staff could direct the ball back up front here for them to enjoy their game.
That must have been the original floor there underneath it.
Yes.
My goodness.
And recessed off to the left is a marble fountain, so they could enjoy cooled water as they were enjoying their game.
Wow.
Nice feature.
Just amazing. So this is where he lived his daily life?
Yes.
What's left?
And we're walking through the utility corridor, and mostly service rooms are connected through here, such as a dark room for photography, trunk storage, refrigeration, laundry room.
Okay. Looks like this is all marble in here.
Yes, it is. This is the garden hall.
My goodness.
And the garden hall is a entry area from the back porch, which the back porch faces the Rouge River. This is an area that they could step out into to Mrs. Ford's boathouse.
My goodness, this is a big house. How big a place is this?
About 32,000 square feet. There's approximately 56 rooms.
Oh my.
This is a coat room. It allowed for their guests in the evening hours to come in, take off their coats and refresh. There's a restroom nearby. But the primary activity in this location was for dancing, and that's where we're going now. The field room.
He loved to square dance, didn't he?
He loved to square dance, yes.
Yeah. And this is where he had his parties, right here?
Yes. He was
My.
concerned with American dance, that people were not enjoying it enough,
Yeah.
and he wanted to make sure that he would help that along. So he pioneered the preservation of American dance in this program here.
Bless his
This is a
heart.
dance studio is what we are in right now.
I'll be.
There would be fiddlers, there would be dulcimer players on the stage, and standing tall and center, Benjamin Lovett. He brought in from the East Coast to instruct the proper dance steps. Senior executives would be here.
I see the mantle up there is,
And yes,
says what?
Chop your own wood, it will warm you twice. Henry David Thoreau from Walden. The fireplace is from a historic tavern in the Dearborn area, the Tennick Tavern.
Original?
Yes, but another interesting feature would be the carved items that you see towards the ceiling in the four corners.
Yes.
Front right is Henry Ford with a rifle. He used to use rifle for sport. Back right, we have Harvey Firestone with rifle.
I'll be darned. And?
Back left, we have Thomas Edison with fishing pole. And then front left, we have John Burroughs, who is ready to prepare what they brought into camp with the skillet there.
One can only imagine when these guys got together what their conversations would be. I mean, they're out enjoying their company,
Right?
enjoying the meeting of minds of what they're doing and how they're changing the economy, how they're changing the world. I mean, looking back now from here where I'm at and what they've done is just remarkable.
Great accomplishments.
Yes, it is. And he loved the outdoors. At least this is what I'm told, or history.
There was a herd of deer he had on the estate. There was other wild animals. He had white peacocks. He had over 500 birdhouses and bird feeders. And he had a large group of birds, but he also had a heated bird bath. He dedicated after John Burroughs, the Burroughs Grotto, and that was something that was useful to birds during the winter months, I would think.
Here we go, Frank. Up the stairs we go again. I would much rather use the elevator.
And Mr. Ford did have an elevator
Yeah.
at one time towards the later years on the main floor going to the second floor. But here we are walking into the library.
Now this is on the third floor?
This
second?
is the main floor, first floor.
Oh, the first floor?
Yes.
My goodness. Ooh, yes, what an impressive library. And a
And it did-
fireplace,
Yes.
and a chandelier.
And the ceiling is a rose and thistle. The architect, William Van Tyne, indicated that it was brought in from an old English manor home.
Okay. My goodness. And that's original too.
That is original. And the library at one time contained up to 4,000 books, and Mrs. Ford had a wide collection.
Probably more into agriculture or into gardening and stuff of that sort? Or
Gardening, history, nutrition.
Yeah.
Mr. Ford's big in nutrition.
I'll bet he was.
And one of the larger holders of the McGuffey Reader. That was a school book text that he prized. It had many good values and morals for the school children to model after.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought there was a billiard table sitting here. Wow, now what room is this?
This is the dining room.
Oh, I should know that.
And incredible room for us today because the room is very much as it was when the Fords lived here. There has been no major changes. The wall surfaces are as existed when the Fords lived here. And the furniture is the furniture they had made off the table. Mahogany table and chairs, sideboard, sterling silver wall sconce and chandelier, and rose leaf mahogany paneling, considered very rare.
Yes. Big table, a lot of guests or a big family?
Well, normally if they entertained formally, it was in this area. This table opened up to seat 25 people.
Wow.
So sometimes family, sometimes Thomas Edison, his wife, and other individuals of notoriety. And the diet for Mr. Ford was primarily vegetarian. He
Oh, that goes along with Barry.
Yes.
Barry's a vegetarian.
Look at that, sure.
Pretty much.
He thought that was one of the most perfect foods. He had a chef that could prepare an entire meal out of soybeans, from salads, soups, milk, ice cream, you name it.
See, Barry, soy milk has been around a while. Now this right here is what?
The sun porch,
Okay.
where they would regroup
Right.
after a day of activities. This is where they identified they would get their inner strength. The panorama is spectacular.
Yeah.
Wildlife, the river, a great place to...
Was Mr. Ford born on this property?
No, he was not.
Okay. Where was Mr. Ford born?
About 2 miles from here.
Okay. And that would be where?
That is on the corner of Ford Road and Greenfield.
Okay.
That was where the farm was, the family farm.
And the year he was born?
1863.
1863, Civil War. Okay.
Yes.
All right, where to next, Frank?
Upstairs.
Okay.
Master bedroom.
Master bedroom.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Flu season. Be prepared. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information. Right, it is a beautiful fall day in Clare at Cops and Donuts, and who should we run into but Terri Lyndie, author extraordinaire from the Clare, Michigan area, originally a best-selling author, I guess you could say, because she's got some very popular books that are on Amazon.com. Tell us a little bit about what you have here, Terri. You've been in writing books for how long now?
Hi, I've only been writing books for a couple years, and my first book is Wolf Eye Sly, which is about a fictional town in Michigan's Upper Peninsula.
Okay.
And it's about a fictitious lighthouse. The name of the town is called Wolf Eye.
Okay.
And it's called Wolf Eye Sly because it's about a con man that comes to town and he's trying to pull something on the town. And also there's a buried treasure in town. It's a bit of a romantic mystery, and it takes some members of the town to figure out what's going on.
Oh my goodness.
And then I wrote a sequel to it, Wolf Eye Alibi, so it picks up at the end of this book and takes off with the second book. This summer, this book went to an Amazon bestseller list for romantic mystery. So,
romantic mystery.
Yes.
You love a good romance.
Yes.
And a good mystery. Combine those together and you've got a great series.
I love it, and people seem to like it. It's been getting really good reviews.
So what got you into wanting to write fiction?
Oh, you know, that is an interesting story. I grew up here in Clare, Michigan, and I grew up actually a block away on 4th Street. And in 5th grade, I told my teacher I wanted to be a writer someday. And that year for Christmas, I asked my mom for a typewriter, and by golly, Santa Claus brought me a typewriter for Christmas that year, and I wanted to write ever since. But I actually put my dream aside, and I went to work for the state of Michigan as a social worker, and it took me until I retired to really pick up my dream and to start writing. And I was very fortunate. I entered my first book in Amazon Breakthrough Novel Contest in 2014, and I went to a quarterfinalist. So I was lucky, and that got me a lot of readers.
Yes, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
This is something that you dreamed about, and the things just kind of lined up.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are cases where a lot of people kind of go against a brick wall in the world of writing.
Yes,
but
definitely.
you've got to have a lot of determination and an aspiration and that desire in your heart.
Absolutely. A lot of people try to write and they have a very hard time breaking through, finding readers. And another thing that has helped me is Twitter. Having a Twitter account has helped me a lot.
The social media outlets are just phenomenal in helping authors nowadays.
Very much.
Yeah, and you've got a loyal following. You've got, almost 20,000 Twitter followers, right?
I do. I'm over 19,000 and growing all the time. And I love those Twitter followers because they're international. I have a lot of them in England and in Europe. So,
So what would you suggest to an aspiring writer? I mean, you went through the kind of the beginnings, and any words of wisdom to people in the area?
Yes, actually, one tip I can give about writing these days is to join a writers club. There are a lot of writers clubs all throughout the United States, and what these writers clubs do is get together and critique each other's work, and that helps a new aspiring writer to weed out what's unpopular about their book, to zone in on what is popular about their book, and it helps them to learn a lot. And you get a lot of feedback that way, and you can gain a readership. And another thing is to target a genre, because if your book falls through the cracks, and if you do not have a genre to find your readership, it is very hard also. But because I write romance and then tie it in with mystery, there's a lot of readers that want to read romantic mysteries. So I was lucky that way.
So you write pretty much about the area that you live in, but you kind of have a fiction liberty in your writing. I mean, you center things around in all your books in Michigan, are they?
Yes, they're both in Michigan. They're both about that little town called Wolfeye.
Okay.
But I was inspired to write it when I went to Munising, Michigan, and I took the Picture Rocks boat tour, and I saw that little lighthouse off to the side on Grand Island, and the minute I saw that lighthouse, a story popped into my head. And of course I didn't have the whole plot fleshed out, but the more I thought about it, the more the plot came together, and that was my inspiration, was Munising, Michigan.
Well, Terri, thank you very much for sharing, and we'll look for many things positive coming out of the mind and the pen of Terri Lyndie. Thank you very much. You have a great day, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Clemick Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemick Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemick's on Mapes Road, Mile.
Vacation. Don't make the planning of it more than what you're trying to get away from. At NorthernMichiganCabinRentals.com, you can choose from over 2,500 cabins, cottages, lodges, resorts, lakefront vacation home rentals, and more. Whatever experience you're looking for, from rustic to luxury and everything in between. No more rustling with telephone books. No more endless internet searches. Just one site with over 2,500 Northern Michigan destinations. NorthernMichiganCabinRentals.com.
Hingeman Acres Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mile, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Well, thanks for joining us along Michigan's back roads. Now it's time for this week's secret word, or in this week's case, secret letters and words of the day that'll give you a chance to win a dinner from the new Cedar Tavern and Grill in Lupton, Michigan. The letters and words are BLT Pizza. Send it to us with your name, address, and phone numbers via email or the address listed below. Your name will then be entered in our drawing for one of two $25 dinner certificates from the Cedar of Lupton. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next edition of Michigan Magazine. Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. Something special's cooking, hot and delicious. Indulge yourself at Morning at Maggie's in Bay City. Omelets, frittatas, hotcakes, and more. Make every day special with a stop at Morning at Maggie's for breakfast or lunch on Saginaw in Bay City. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery.